The one thing every jungler can agree on is that whether we are a scaling, early game or even mid game spiking jungler, our early games need to be perfect. So in this video I will give you the ultimate early game jungling tips from 1 minute to 12 minutes so that you are able to give yourself the best foundation to match the win conditions of your champion. Yes, all of the tips here will work directly with any champion in the game and position you in the best way possible to carry, win and climb, with the idea that you could then reach master tier with the knowledge. And if you want to take your climbing and jungling to the next step, head to Virkayu.gg for all of the jungle resources you need, from courses based upon your MMR to one-on-one coaching to the coaching guide library, as well as a free jungle improvement PDF. Everything you need as a jungler to climb faster than anybody else with the role, all located in one place. Why spend 500 hours of your time trying to find out what you don't know you need to know when I can give it to you directly infused into your veins on Virkayu.gg? And this first example here, just to preface all of the things we're going to talk about, will showcase to you how this translates and transfers over the MMR ranges. You know, what happens if someone in Diamond 2 didn't do it, but someone in Gold 4 did. And the core concept here about the first rotation of the early game, before we get more into the nitty-gritty of all of the fundamentals we need, is that on my coaching channel, I just covered a Skarner who did a full clear and then a Scuttle Crab. You think that feels normal. And yes, we're talking Diamond 2 range, and the enemy Hecarim did a 5 camper with the intent of ganking mid lane. Well, what could the Hecarim have done instead? Could have easily done a red side quadrant ganked in mid lane while he's level 3, get the Katarina fed, and enjoy. The idea that he would do a 5 camper and ruin his sequencing for this goal when he could easily have ganked bottom lane as well really just seemed a bit outlandish. No, my friends, the weird thing was that the Skarner, instead of finishing his Grump and going to the top lane for the free dive for the Malphite versus the Jax, he decided to do the Scuttle Crab first, which in turn made the Jax get impatient, take a few tower shots, and now the wave was a bit weird. So what happens is he hangs around leeching experience, giving enough time for the Hecarim to go from the mid lane gank that he did conduct, as you can see, to the bottom lane taking the Scuttle Crab in the meantime, and then of course ganking the bottom lane as well, into a reset, into a top lane rotation, where the Skarner had eventually left and gone back to his wolves, which have already respawned before he's gone back to base. You understand what the Skarner did was an issue here. If he just ganked the top lane first, did the dive, took the Scuttle Crab, he could have reset and now ganks bottom lane and offset the Hecarim's impact. The Jax would be fed and the Hecarim would have nothing to do but to sequence, instead of the absolute fiesta you see on your screen now. All cause because the Skarner didn't optimize his map read, and the Hecarim should have been punished for his weird clear. In addition, if this wasn't enough, the Skarner decided, hey, that means he did red Raptors, so the Raptors have respawned, why didn't I go ahead and counter jungle that? Well, that doesn't make sense because your top lane is out of the picture, your mid laner died last in that skirmish on the top side, and we know the Hecarim is going to go back to his Krugs and then to his Raptors. Not only that, the Hecarim smites it away and he gets shoved out. This is bad counter jungling timing, this is horrific early game adaptation, and it all just stinks. Now, on the other hand, I just had a gold coaching right after this, essentially, literally. I recorded this and then went into a gold coaching session. The Warwick decides, hey, I want to pass downside and gank bottom side before the Hecarim is going to full clear will arrive. The problem with that is he gets distracted rotating to the mid lane, takes a bad pathing angle, and now is compromised. In addition to that, it doesn't really matter because the Hecarim sees, bottom lane is gankable. I will gank them first, and then I will do the Scuttle Crab. In a real game, if the Warwick was going to gank this bottom lane here with this trade after he did his red, and the Hecarim decided to do his Scuttle Crab first, the Warwick might have gotten those kills, shoved it up, and now the Hecarim is compromised. Of course, that's a little bit of what-if-ism, but that's the point because we structure our game plans and our early game actions, which is the most likely path for success. And in this particular case, it works out very, very well. If a Gold 4 Hecarim can make this read, a Diamond 2 Skarner can make the read as well. Try and reconcile these ideas. Now let's jump into some of these coaching sessions I've had with these pearls of wisdom that will work on any jungler to help you optimize your early game all the way to master tier. In this low plat, slightly high gold MMR example, I will show you the first phase from a Fiddlesticks coaching session. I had a VOD coaching session, and then we had a full coaching session together afterwards, and you can see the marked improvement based upon the first game. In the first game, we had a bit of a level 1 fiesta with the Nocturne getting free kills bottom lane. The Fiddlesticks decided to do some kind of vertical. Obviously, it would have just been better to kind of do his regular clear and play from that tempo, but I spoke about this in the VOD review session, and then you'll see how he adapted his rotation and his abilities in the full coaching session to see that marked improvement. Make it so, because if you imagine, hey look, I can come out of this, let's just say 257, like a Z, you know, peak Z, and this guy's doing this, and going here, and going here, and going here, I'm gonna be done in 11 seconds, while this guy's still going up. Unlikely to reset in this MMR, and you can go and punish the bottom lane here for wasting the flash and wasting their heal. That's the read I think we should make, always. Because it's like, okay, look, I'm Fiddle, I'm farming jungler, I'm a scaling jungler, I don't really want to interact with a Fista, with a Nocturne, you know, like why? And this lane is abhorrent to gank. Like, no one wants to gank a Fizz lane. This is a disgusting champion. I don't know how long you've been playing exactly. People always have new accounts and things like this. But, you know, even in the Season 3, Season 4 old days, we hated Fizz. We still hate Fizz. Legacy hate. It's the strongest hate, isn't it? So, you know, I would think about it that way. The Nocturne, obviously, we see go to the Krugs. We see him come up here. Immediately in this moment, you have to recognize, okay, look. We cannot. We cannot overcommit. The Tristana's low. She hasn't based. All right? She has the lead. She just needs to reset and get the hell out now. You have to be the leader of this. Ping it, walk away, say no, no, no. But the problem is you also give away everything. By showing up here with 12 CS and double buffs from the top side, he knows what you did. And I think that's more important here than you making a read mistake or you making the wrong error or you kind of maybe not making the most optimal reflex to this. It's that you now revealed what you did as a farming jungler. Farming junglers are predictable anyway. So the best thing we have is trying to remain as anonymous as possible. And then when, you know, we have the opportunity to swap sides and do other cool things, we do so properly. So here now we show up, we obviously see the Nocturne, we should not keep chasing, we should not keep chasing. We walk into him with the fear that he has. And, you know, with the flash being used already, it's just doom, right? So this, I don't think games are over in this regard. And, you know, in gold, they're definitely not. But you can see, look at this, look at the vision. Sure, this is placed here because of the trade, but you'd know this. Does it really matter? Couldn't we just like finish our clear and roam on down, like just run at them? Like it's 311. So let's presume your clear was as slow as 311. Now you're done, right? Because we can obviously flex that decision based upon if we're 257, 252, 231, 3 minutes, you know, 3 years, you know, that will affect what the lane looks like, which is why the clear speed is very important because once you knock that down, we have the rest. The rest will fall into place nicely. So in this particular case, let's just take an average and say, look, you should be done by 311 at least if you're a good Fiddlesticks player and you're kind of like putting in that time for your first clears. Look at what the lane looks like to you right now. You have time to go and do this. And this guy would just be going up here, maybe killing the Tristana, who knows, but I think it's unlikely in this case. I think you bait each other a little bit. You've got such a nice advantage. So that's my 2 cents on that. To snack our blue buff, and we're going to smite it, and we look at the Lulu and we look at the Xayah, we see the Nocturne over there on that effigy, which is great. But again, now we don't have the flash, which is the unfortunate thing. I'm not sure if you are feeling like a Hex Flash Fiddlesticks gamer, but I do enjoy that. I mean, obviously, you don't really want to do that unless you're comfortable with that rune set, but I just wanted to go back to this because you're about to cross mid lane, and, you know, we saw this guy go back to base while you're doing your gank, so we can fall up to our Scuttle Crab now. All right, and you are level 3. And the only camp you have on the map that isn't level 1 is your Raptor camp. And you know now, because the Nocturne goes like this, that he's going to have this respawn, this respawn, this respawn, and this respawn. This will be a little bit more delayed than typically it would be, but he should arrive just about in time. So what you can do is basically say, look, he might gank this. He might snack this. But, and I think here's important as well, your Vayne in pocket now is 1,000 cash money gold. You've managed to kill the Lulu. Let's shove this with them. Shove, 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 because we know the Nocturne's coming back down because we saw him go back to base on vision. And when you do that, now you create the room for them to go back to base. He doesn't have the gank. He's going to do this, probably look to go into this or to sneak this. You go take your Scuttle Crab, you go boom, 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 boom. That's it. You absorb the lane experience, you take this and you do a full sequence. Get all your camps rinsed off the map, ready to spawn at a higher level. Because they're all tier 1 camps except for the Raptors, right? So you want to correct the mistakes you've made thus far. And in this case, it was wasting time doing this and then, of course, dying here. But we can correct it because it's gold. You're gold 1, you want the platinum. This would be the platinum approach. Now, of course, as I say that, I know we're all aware that platinum junglers are, you know, they can be kind of comedic as well. And there's definitely ways to punish them, but I would tell a diamond jungler, I would tell a master tier jungler to do exactly this as well. This is an internal correction. This works no matter what MMR you're in. Why? Because you take away the lane he could gank. You take away the neutral scuttle. You take away any possible counter jungling. All you're telling him is like, look, you can do your camps and coin flip a dragon if you like, but you have no idea where I am exactly. I could be rotating back down with my Taric and with the Taric and the Vayne. You don't know. Now, in theory, he should be able to sneak that quite quickly. Now, from Mundo, and I was playing at a higher level, I would assume that this is what we're going to do. So I would most inherently just go and snack this. I would snack this up quickly. 202? Oh yeah, I do this really, really quickly. That's Mundo. So effectively, we shove this with them so that they can base. The Nocturne doesn't get kills. Then we can go boom, boom. And if something happens where, you know, you could cut in the Nocturne or you can counter gank mid lane, then sure, go ahead. But then ideally, we want to keep going so that, well, you see what I'm saying? Like, she couldn't help herself. We could have saved her by helping shove the wave a little bit. Either way, we go up here. There's no reason to do this because, as I said, he's going back to base here. You press tab. You see 25. One from minions when he was mid lane here. Otherwise, it's a very standard full clear minus the blue, right? 28 minus 4 because you stole that blue. So now you run clean across the map to sequence down, and you're not going to be able to do anything anyway because he's either going to get the kills and take the prio or be on the top side. That's a big thing for me. Now, Vayne is by herself. Now, this is not your fault, but we could have impacted it, right? We could have impacted it. And that's the most important thing. And this is well here, so hopefully that gave you some context for that kind of situation, yeah. Did you find the video I mentioned on the...
Oh, yeah. With the video you linked?
Yeah. No, not linked, but the clear.
Oh, yeah. I looked, I watched the VOD review in the morning, and then I spent like an hour doing this clear.
Yes, good. It will take a while. It will take a while. There we go.
No,
it's red
get
side
it.
specific.
It's consistent.
Yeah, nice, but perfect, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this! This is actually one of the best recreations I've seen.
I could have just single. I don't know what's up with like this red on top side thing. I fucked that up. But
yeah,
you can do one auto attack on Krugs and then suck, and you'd kill both. But on bot side, you have to auto attack twice and then suck, and then you kill both. Yeah, otherwise, you don't kill the big one.
And this already, like, you know, it's not super, like, 309, okay? So, literally, this is hilarious, because in the VOD video, I said, hey, look at this at 311, and you're literally 311 right now. You see, so, like, this is perfect, exactly. Right? It's perfect.
Yeah.
If you just did this, the Nocturne's, like, taking a kill here, this, like, who cares about him, right? Because you're Fiddle. You care about yourself, and also we have Pry here, too. So, the Vi is the interesting one. And this is where you're going to have this, like, this randomness from these gold junglers. And, you know, why is she deciding to full clear match a Fiddle? Like, I don't know why they still do these things. Like, I'm not asking them to invade. I'm just asking them to make you feel nervous. I want you, if you're farming jungler, to sweat.
If she ganks somewhere, then... Yes. Well, yeah, if she ganks somewhere, then, yeah, she has tempo on me.
Well, not actually, but...
No?
No. Like, if she ganks all now, right, and you see 16 CS...
Well, yeah, like, I can react accordingly. That's what I've been doing. That's what, like...
If she ganks and she takes this and she goes here and like you get a kill here and you grab and you go here and you sequence again, you're like, I'm relaxed. I don't care that you're doing those things. I expect you to do those things.
It's too far away from me to actually give a fuck.
Yeah. Exactly right. Like already, this is going in the right direction, but of course my problem is always I hate Yumi so much as a lane to gank. But like the Senna just gives it to you, man. She gives it to you free. Yeah, we take it. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. This is exactly what I was saying to do in the VOD review.
Yeah,
exactly
that's exactly what I wanted to improve on as well. It's like that's the first thing I gotta fix because it's like the easiest thing to work on, right? To just by full clear, and they don't. I mean, bot lane was level 2 when I was bot. Yeah. When I got there, it was. I don't think I've done a gank on fiddlesticks like that before. Now,
so basically here, this is the next level. You're gonna start, as I said, like now you're gonna see some platinum. Are you seeing some platinum borders as you log in, as you load in? Like
yeah, I do sometimes,
Good. So the pings of hey, Vi's topside. Be careful, Mr. Top Laner. Yeah. Maybe it will definitely be better than in silver and in gold, where they just don't listen anyway.
Yeah.
You will start to get people that will listen to it.
I had one game actually. The enemy Wukong didn't get a single gank off. It was starved because my laners were just walking back and warding.
That's it, my boy. I'm an original Ornn, like Ornn's my boy. So like I play Ornn jungle since release. Everyone knows this, but I'm glad he turned it. He didn't run away. This is that aggression thing, right? Like, well, I'm dead. Might as well get a kill. And you see this now. You press tab. You see that she gets some added benefit from the wave as well, because that's this here is the most important little tricky stuff. Like you're doing crab.
Yep.
Okay, you're watching this. She shows up, you press tab, you see 24. Okay, cool. 24, She gets a kill, he hits that, she leaves, you press tab, you see 27. This is what people don't do even in Platinum.
Yeah.
Now what happens is she goes down here, you see 27, I've seen people literally in the Ragnarok sessions. I'm like, what do you think the Vi is doing? Like, oh, well, she clearly did the Scuttle Crab, but she'll show up from here to here with 27 again.
Yeah.
You and I know that the Scuttle Crab's still available.
You did not do that now.
Yeah, exactly right. Because you're relaxed. Yeah. Your farm was so quick and your gank was so quick. That's also the benefit. Yeah, that's also the benefit. Because in the VOD review, there was a lot more panicking about.
Yeah, true.
I need my camps, but the Nocturne. I need my camps, but the Nocturne. Now.
Yeah, the more hectic it gets, the harder it is to focus as well.
So now be worried about the repeat gank, basically here. So I think this is a nice little shift into outside-in rule. This is so good. Oh, sucked maybe a little bit. Actually.
Yeah, this is this happens.
2 canceled orders again. Same for your clear.
Yeah, I clicked too much. That's my problem.
Fine, don't care. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's perfect. Yeah, it's fine. So in this particular case, right, I like this. Out of base, can I gank this before I do my quadrant? No, okay, I'm going to do Krugs, but can I gank this? Also, does this have the added benefit of shadowing the Vi's potential repeat gank? Yes. Like, you ticked all the boxes with that. Mechanically, we had a few issues, but like, this was super smooth. So far, 9.9 out of 10. This is already night and day from the VOD.
So I got used to everything, and I was like reading my notes and stuff.
So here now, here we have our first hedge. So if Vi doesn't show up here or here, we know she reset. Like she was actually. Let me see here. I actually want to watch what she was doing.
She was up 4 more, right?
She should know that you're resetting and coming back to Krugs. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. For sure.
So if you're against a better jungler, what she's doing is saying, well, Orange just TP'd in, saved his flash. She now could shadow up. But her issue is you're going to come out with like Soak Boots or Blasting Wand or whatever, right? Here now, we know that she doesn't show up. She goes back to base. She goes down here again. So we can predict, because she did a full clear, that she's going to be on the Krugs first, and she's not ganking this. What she most likely will do as a Vi is either do this, into this, or go straight for this potentially. You've done this and wasted a lot of time with this. Let's just cut her down, take this, and cut in, right? Or just continue full sequence. Because now, we're super close to 6 in terms of early tempo.
Yeah.
I don't want to gank this lane. I know she's out of mana. Therefore, because she's out of mana, do I think she's going to stick around?
Probably not.
Probably not. So they might as well just do our Raptors and then kind of decide, look, if I'm playing Mundo or Volley, or playing, I'll probably even check with Zyra, to be honest with you. I'll do exactly what you've done. I played exactly the same way as Fiddle. My version of Fiddle, basically. I'll cut down here just because I'm suspicious of Vi's.
Yeah.
No joke. It does compromise your full sequencing, though. But that, again, is like playing the map a little bit. You have to make that executive decision. And we don't have Prio. I wouldn't waste time investing in this gank here. She's 99% going back to base.
I was like, maybe there's something there if she like steps a little bit forward, because I don't know. And then Veigar walls, and then it's over.
Yeah. But you don't have ult.
Yeah.
Really. This is exactly it. Early 6. See, now the cool thing is here. I like how you're holding the suck nicely.
And the flash.
You did your best. Like, you absolutely held that for as long as humanly possible. Well, the Vayne has 709 gold. This is the same thing as yesterday. Like, this is a pointless effigy. Because here now, what's the goal after the gank here? Where are we going?
I probably just want to reset.
Yeah, right. So like, this is pointless. Do you just go for the steal? You go for the steal?
Yep. Because I saw Vi somewhere, I think. Yeah, or no, I might have just read I don't exactly remember anymore. It was morning, but either I saw Vi or I counted her CS and I was like, she's gonna go top side now, and her red side's gonna be red buff's gonna be up. There's no way she's gonna stay for the red buff. I just go invade red, recall, reset, go red side.
Yep, this is actually a nice play. I ad hoc to this one because it's basically two schools of thought here, and it's about the player you're playing against and the MMR you're playing in. This from the Vi shows an interesting growth. She knows that waiting around for a camp, let's get a problem. Rotates here, it's like, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
It's silly. So you've made the correct read here. Now, I don't know if it's just because I had a silver session just before this, But I can trust
People
me.
wait for these.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
I've been there.
And it's less about that, but also like she could be just chilling, waiting for the shove.
Yeah,
but
just looking for the gank, yeah.
I think, yeah, you know what, maybe I am being too...
But then again, I also thought, like, if she, like, because there's no bot lane right now, they had to reset.
Exactly,
And I knew she did bot side camps.
And Dragon, yeah.
Why would she stay so long to wait for bot lane to push up when I'm not even helping to shove?
Yes.
Like, Vayne doesn't push fast.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
So why would she be here?
Perfect. Yeah, perfect logic. Yeah, that's good. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we see this. Hello. Good night. Oh, good night. I gave the Vi way too much silver capacity in my mind. Too much. I apologize, Vi. I disrespected you, Relo. But again, you know, why would she do this? Because she wants 6 as soon as possible. You know? And she obviously is going to transition top lane. And now you decided to shadow this. Why? Because you knew she was going up.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be prepared to defend against the counter jungle. Yeah. But what this gives us is, firstly, if you want to protect someone, I think this is the guy we want to protect.
Yeah, because he's so low.
Because now it works, right?
Yeah.
So this is the same principle. Okay, but now she's here and cutting, and you know this. That's why you put upside. So now, okay, let's save the Veigar from certain death. Because look at this wave. Like, this is horrible for him. Like, he's going to stay now.
Shove that still.
So this is what I would have shoved. Yeah. Because I think you and I can both agree that if the Ornn's pushed on the turret here, the Vi's coming 100%.
Oh, yeah. If Ornn wasn't where he was, then Vi, I mean, probably just would come anyways. I don't know, maybe not.
Well, no, it's 50-50. Does she gank this or kill the cleanup?
Yeah, it's her own, like, preference, I guess. Does she want to give the Nasus an assist or a kill, or just solo kill Veigar?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I can only protect one of them, right?
And the most important thing now, here's a swap. I shove this. I know she's going to go up. Once I shove this and help him a little bit, she probably goes to the Ornn in the meantime. I take the RNG Scuttle, which is super good and juicy.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back here again, but I look just in case. Now, the idea is to take this and reset immediately. Because it's 720, I know I can take this, and we can go ahead and deal with the Herald situation on red side.
Yeah.
We have that ability. Now, you have shown that you've taken her red. If she registers that, she'll probably go and contest. So if you take this quickly, go back to base, go straight to the red, you might run into her. But will she notice that? Honestly, in this elo, 50-50.
Probably not, yeah.
Maybe less than 50-50, yeah. Which is how I like to think. So I would assume that, yes, I'm trading this for my red.
Like that as well.
The top side, see my red, I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Good for me.
Yeah, I get this.
Right. There's no downside. There's only goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is you're letting it compromise your pathing.
Yeah, true.
You anticipate she's going to take your red, so you go and defend it. Whereas the next best play on the map would have been this and then this.
Yeah.
And now your bot lane is fed. Oh, are they fed? And maybe you lose a Herald because of it. Yes, we can anticipate the best possible high elo strategies from the Vi, but will she actually do those things? Has she shown the tendency to do them? Not really, right? So
yeah.
She's probably staying on this Herald now. We can see she's on the Herald, but you know she's probably on the Herald at this point.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. And this is what I'm saying as well.
Like, I started walking towards it, but I can't. I know I can't contest it. So
and that's where this whole saying I have is, look, if you just make the best possible pathing decision in the moment, no matter what actually happens from the enemy jungle perspective, usually it will work out in the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's not deterministic, but it's like, look, push this to help him shove and get back to base. Take this. Oh, look, there's a free kill, so I'll do that.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Now my Vayne and Yubi are Giga fed, we shove, Sivir's crying. I'm going to lose this because I make this play.
Yeah, true.
But you went up here and you lost it anyway.
Yeah.
So this way you get a crab, plus kills, plus shove, plus reset into your red side, plus ulting the Vex.
Yeah, that's huge.
So you've kind of overcorrected like you did in the VOD, where you had Grub, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs, and you're like, but my Krugs! It's like, they're not going for your Krugs. You know?
Yeah.
And you might think, hey, that's a lot of farming junglers. Yes, but it's always about the same principles that are applied to ganking junglers. The Hack Room was a great example in the first one where we used the diamond player. You can easily 3-camp quadrant and do exactly that always. However, this generalistic ganking approach and different options we have, let's talk about that for those who are a little bit uncertain about what paths they can take should they have to be a 3-camp ganker. So here we're definitely giga slow, but this is fine, right? You know this is good. So we're crossing. Normally we would be a bit further along, but we could always react to this. And regardless, I like that we reacted to it. I don't think we had to flash. downside of live coaching is you say things that are available, then everyone always thinks, okay, I'll use it. It's like, no, I was just saying you have it. Like, you have a ward, uses it. No, I mean, I just meant you have it. This, though, is the problem, right? Because our clear was suboptimal, we're severely compromised in HP, and now he sees that as an opportunity to be aggressive.
Yep.
Really nice chroma. I like this skin. Go into practice tool and do 30 minutes of just making this clear better, making this better, because if you are healthier now, he most likely isn't going to feel the need to invade you. He's just seeing the HP advantage, and it's dumb.
Yeah.
Because he has no bottom prio.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what he's hoping to accomplish. He's just being a bit of a gnat. You know, he's just being irritating. Good ward. We watch him. From his perspective, he's like, aha, I've got you now. And now we're worried about him coming this way. So I like that you kind of moved on down, but there is, of course, risk if he runs right in your face. But this is exactly why I keep this ward early. People are always like, hey, ward and go back to base and scan. I'm like, well, you can watch if it's warded. You can see where it's warded all the time. Like, you just saw him ward, right? So if you scan and clear it, he sees you. What's a better alternative? Just walking around it so they don't see you. That's the whole power of jungle. So keeping the ward here actually does a lot of work for you in terms of protection, right? There's no guesswork now. We know exactly where he is, where he's going. And this was a great move as well. I said, do you think you can do this? You said yes. We obviously mechanically misplay it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he had flash anyway, so...
Yeah, I think if I'd hit him, though, I think we got it.
Well, if he's a smart cookie, he would have flashed your Q if it was going to hit. So.
I don't think he's a smart cookie. I saw a couple of his
I don't think so either.
I might have been worse.
Ideally, what we wanted to do is cut down and gank this, right? You see this guy, he wards up here now, despite knowing that you were just bottom lane, that you did red side, and that you're falling back to the blue side. So why would he ward this right now? It's completely wasted. He knows that if you're going to repeat gank, you're most likely going to be coming from this side. But you know this is warded, and you've pinged it, so you'll know when it dies also. This is dumb. So this, against any other champion that's not a Fizz, unfortunately it's a Fizz. I don't know why we have this on the US, but I hate this champion. But you could easily finish the blue side, loop back around, and repeat gank on any champion where you have no mobility or burn to flash. So that's the idea here. You're falling back to this, you did this. He decides to stay out to cut into this, outside in, right, take the thing furthest from his jungle, and then he can fall back into safety, and as you show up, it's gone. He did a good job there.
Yeah.
Now we go this, and here we know this ward died, right? So we're tracking, because we pinged it, we could see it, we could cut through and around, but the only reason we don't is because it's a Fizz.
Yep.
You know? And could we go and bait it? Yes. And Shinshao is on the top side. You know, you do this, and he sees it, and you get low and you have to base, he could easily snack this and get top lane. If he was good again. Until he proves otherwise with his tendencies, I will just assume he's going to do what I think he should do. When he doesn't, I get the benefit of what he doesn't do. But if he does, I'm prepared. You know, so that's always the mentality I have here. So I like that we kind of just stayed out. Here you're having some hotkey issues as well. We just take a look and check. Yep, it's down. We do this. We know he could easily come to the top side here, so we're watching this. Yeah. So this was a good move, though, because I basically said, look, because he took this so quickly, he's probably doing his blue side, and because he hasn't shown here yet, he must be going down to the bottom side again, or I said ganking from underneath of mid lane, right? I verbalized that, so there he shows perfectly.
There he goes,
yeah. That's just jungle tracking and extrapolation. That's just kind of, okay, look. So now what we needed to do is press tab. Yeah. Because we saw, right, 12 CS, goes down here, leaves, okay, does this, which is 16, 20, 24, 28, goes and does this one, 32.
Yeah.
So we press tab, we see 32, so I know that he has Krugs available, nothing else. It's less about taking away, more about knowing where he's going, so you can game plan against it. Against gankers, at least. Against farmers, yes. You know, against farmers, yes, because now I have the timers and everything, but it's mostly, okay, like he does red Krugs, Raptors, ganks mid lane. So you press tab, we see 12 CS, we know, okay, that this camp will respawn around 420, this camp will respawn around 440, 5 seconds plus minus, you know, which means when he shows up here at 612 with 32 CS and a serrated Dirk, I know that the guy's done all of this, gone back to base, and come out of base now and taken the Raptors, right? So we know that's what's happened. All I'm doing from any jungler's perspective, ganking or farming, is saying, okay, what could he do now? He's going to gank this, obviously. Then, what's on the map for him, right? This is on the map. This will be on the map. And this will be on the map. So I know where he's going to be. I've got his little triangulation spell. I know where he's going to do. In what order he does things, that depends on how silver he feels like being. But I know he's going to be in this corner of the map. Is there anything I can do? No, because he took all of this. This isn't gankable. I have to base. Eventually we do find it. He kills the Echo. Again, stupid. The Echo actually warded in the right place, showed up what I called, it's perfect. Any good mid laner should be like, ooh, and run away. But he goes all in and dies, right? Now we do about that. Ashe shoots the arrow of destiny, doesn't hit anything. You're like, can we gank bottom lane?
No. But actually, I think I should have then looked to go back.
No.
Well, no, not to gank it, but look, I mean, I can see the Ashe pushing by herself.
Yeah.
I know they're both there.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me going and shadowing it instead of going to my walls. Right, okay, maybe I lose some time.
I think you die.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, probably. Okay.
Because I know the enemy jungler's there with Serrated Duke.
Yeah.
If he crosses mid lane and goes up, then yes, sure.
Yeah.
Because I know Xinjiao's there. Because I know Fizz is now obviously going back to base, but Echo's pushed in, he's not going to roam. Like, there's nothing to do here.
She's dead, regardless.
She's dead, yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Ashe should also just leave. She should not stay 2v1 as the Lux needs to leave, as you're showing up. You're not the support, you're not the ADC. But regardless, as soon as I see Lux base, I know Xinjiao's here, and she goes for this aggressive trade, I'm just going to do these things, because it's a 3v2. We'll lose. I don't think we win that at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Nothing you do about it. So now, right, we press tab again, and we see 41. Okay, so I know that he went from 32 to this. He isn't 40. He just snacked a minion incidentally. No, it wasn't the Ashe, even though it felt like she was one. Now where's he going?
It's going to drag.
Yeah. So I've extrapolated and tracked it. Now what can we do? No, I don't want you to go to the dragon. I don't want you to go to the dragon. No. Like, no, that's a regular, like, it's gone. Doesn't matter. It's gone. I think here it's basically, you know, if you're Shyvana and you're going to press W and burn out, yeah, you know, this is okay. And honestly, like, look at this. He's basing, obviously, but eyes up, right? Do we see this? Well, if we just got a Weir 6. Do I feel like taking Wolves and Gromp here is the best play for against an aggressive jungler? No, because he doesn't give two shits about his Wolves and his Gromp.
Yeah.
Is it important against like Skarner and... Skarner. Technically, yes. But is it against a Fiddlesticks or a Karthus? Yes, that's probably more impactful. For me, I want to snowball this game. I have Hail of Blades. I want to end.
Yeah.
Xinjiao wants to do exactly the same thing, right? So what we need to do is go and take this, quickly snack this out of the back of the pit, boom. And now, of course, you can do your Red Crux Raptors and go back to base and now go bottom lane and actually have a good gank, activate the Herald. Now you've taken away the thing on the top side that he would want to get. So he's going to go top side, do these camps out of nothing else.
Yeah.
Probably wasted some ganking, but you're down here ganking using the Herald. So that's the kind of power we could potentially have here rather than going to this. Because as we see, these are spawning afterwards. So I think this into this is great because it was 745. By the time you finished it, you're 6, you can do it, you can drag it back. He's here, sure. Fizz is coming out of base right now. He should arrive shortly. There he is. Echo's here with 7, warding down, knowing he's on this. Echo will act as a distractor, a buffer. I feel like we can probably snack this pretty quickly. And then get out. Loop this whole thing, reset, and now we can go make that play. That's what I would have done, given what we know.
Yeah.
Rather than these, because I don't really care about these. He wants this too. He wants to use this. I want to take it. As a Halo Blades jungler. I don't care about the counter jungling as much in this game. So, I feel like that's the cut. 745, we know he's on this, we boom, we take this. We know this ward is useless because we know he's down here. Just a little bit of a tab pressing gives you all the information you need. And I think that changes the nature of the early game and makes you feel a lot more powerful. And there you have it, some valuable coaching nuggets for you. Hopefully the dynamic pathing and talks we had about different scenarios will really help you make your early game giga dynamic. And if you want to revitalize your jungling with the 10 core jungling commandments, click the video in the box on the top right.